So next up, we have the following segment of Spirit of Nihon Machi.
Yes. 次はですね、スピリットオブ日本町の4幕目が待っていますよ。
Yes, and here Kevin is looking up to sign up for the
Omi,
the Asahi Heritage Baseball Game.
That's true, yes. ケビンさんが次はですね、朝日の、バンクーバー朝日の野球ゲームにサインアップしようとしているんです
And
ね。
hopefully we'll watch Kevin hit a home run like this. Strike one.
You missed.
Please enjoy Spirit of Nihon Machi.
はい、お楽しみください。
ありがとうございました。はい、それではね、最後締めね。
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. I'm looking for the Asahi stand. I heard it was already.
I think it's over there, and I see like an Asahi shirt in white. It's sort of
white there.
Over there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm looking for the Asahi baseball stand to sign up for baseball. I heard it's somewhere here. Yeah, to sign up for the Asahi baseball.
Asahi t-shirt on that floor.
Okay.
Beyond that, find your treasure.
Is this the place where I sign up for the Asahi baseball game? Or is it still in the red building?
I believe it's over there.
It's over there, okay.
September 18th.
Oh, September.
Yeah, and so you can sign up for...
Holy smokes, that's where it is.
Yeah. Center of the Japanese Canadian National Museum. You can call them and inquire about that.
Okay. Oh, I'm dejected. But at least I got my sumo wrestling today.
Oh, that's good.
You're going to compete?
Yes, it'll be my 7th year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 7th or 8th, somewhere in there.
So do they like put people in like facets or?
No. I get the little diapers.
So you guys get like the real thing. Huh?
The real thing. That's right. Last year I went against the I was into the 6th round, and they put up me against the super sumo, 9-year champion. I sort of meditate on the noises because it's not exactly a noise. It's a focal point where you can, your thoughts can go. You focus your energy. You start off slow, and once you get the rhythm and stuff like that, you can go increase your pace. And it might not look tough and all that, but once you speed it up, it's a very good defense. A couple of weeks ago, a guy pulled a knife on me, and I disarmed him, put him down to the ground, and without hurting me or him. Well, the sumo wrestling, I'm not a very big person, but if you can move the 2 or 3 times the weight that you're going against, keep them off balance, do a hip check, or just push and jerk him, that keeps him off balance.
Next up, we are back with Jeff Chiba Stearns, and this time he's going to give us a drawing lesson in the Happa animation style.
Yes! 次はですね、ジェフ千葉さんがまた戻ってきますよ。彼のイラストの制作風景が見られます。どうぞ。
And at home, grab a pen and try to follow along, okay?
That's difficult.
はい、どうぞ。
どうぞ。
Hi, my name is Jeff Chiba Stearns. I'm a filmmaker, animator, author, and illustrator from Vancouver, British Columbia. Today, I'm going to demonstrate how I created my Japanimation style that I've been using for 20 years to create my animations, children's books, and now upcoming graphic novel on being Yukiko. My mother is Japanese Canadian and my father is mixed European descent. Therefore, I identify as mixed Japanese Canadian. Hapa is a Hawaiian word for part or half, and many mixed people in North America began using it to describe themselves. So my drawing style is very much like me, blended. It's a mix of Japanese anime and manga and North American cartoons and comics, all things I loved as a kid. So I've coined this mix-up style as Japanimation. So let me show you how it's done.
So I'm going to demonstrate my Japanimation style by drawing Emma for my upcoming graphic novel on being Yukiko. I always start with this face shape where I have a nice little S curve to C curve, and then I'll drape the hair over top of her like so. Emma is a 12-year-old mixed Japanese girl, and so I kind of want to capture that sort of youthful vibrance, and I like to draw rather quickly to kind of capture that energy. And as you can see, her hair kind of flips out near the bottom here. Again, nice kind of curves, because curves are very appealing to look at. So I like to add a lot of curves into the drawings that I do. So there's sort of a basic facial structure with some of the hair. And then sort of in the back here, I use sort of these sort of speed lines, basically just sort of to create a bit more of the shadowing, so we have a bit more depth in her face structure. So in anime, you'll have eyes that are quite large, and I think it's just the aesthetic that the Japanese have sort of developed over the years to kind of create faces that I think they find appealing. And they have little kind of turned up noses like this, and they might have kind of a cute little smile, very simple smiles. So in my Japanimation style, I'll do something kind of similar, but I'll give it more of a North American aesthetic. And to do that, I've sort of developed the style where I create little button eyes instead. And I find these are kind of rather cute and something that I kind of grew up seeing a lot in North American cartoons. Instead of that sort of turned up nose, I'll give her a little bump nose, and that's kind of become more of my style there. I like giving my characters big, wide mouths because I like when they look happy. And add maybe a bit more shadows with these sort of speed lines, or what might be considered cross-hatching as well. There we go. And some definition in her shirt there, and maybe just a little bit more definition in the hair. So there you go. That's my Japanimation style. And yeah, I hope it encourages you to be creative as well.
Well, there you go. That's Japanimation. If you'd like to see more of my work, please follow me on Instagram at Meditating Bunny, and visit meditatingbunny.com if you'd like to watch some of my films or order some of my books. Please continue supporting the Powell Street Festival Telethon, and thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye now.
はい。
Now, I don't know how you spent your little break there, but I followed along with the lesson. And this is my drawing of Yurie.
Oh.
Zoom in on this, please.
You drew me?
Yes, I drew you. I think you're going to like it. Mite, mite.
I don't think you learned anything
I
from
think I captured
Jeff.
your likeness pretty well, Desho.
全然似てない。
So ungrateful.
Okay, I'm
Dayo.
gonna just move on to next.
Next up, we have the final installment of the historic 360 walk.
はい、次はですね、第3部、最後のショーですね。360度ライオットウォーク、最後のショーをご覧いただきます。今度は日本人がどのように反撃していったかというところです。どうぞ。
Please enjoy.
お願いいたします。
On late Sunday afternoon, the rioters regrouped just to the east on Westminster, now Main Street. That was the entry to what the Japanese called Nihonmachi, which literally means Japantown, and Paurugai for the Powell Street area. The Japanese had almost a full day's warning, which they used to prepare for the inevitable attack, stockpiling bricks and rocks to throw at the rioters and arming themselves with guns and knives. The mob did not expect such resistance and the escalating number of casualties. After a number of pitched battles, the rioters began to disperse. The Japanese community was in a slightly better position than the Chinese community in that Japan was an imperial ally of the British who set Canada's foreign policy. Japan was perceived as a rising power, having just beaten Russia in a war, whereas China was considered weak and politically unstable. However, like the Chinese, they were barred from entering professions and many jobs. They weren't allowed to live in many areas of the city. Across the street at 439 Alexander Street was the Japanese language school, Nihon Kokumin Gaku. Early Monday morning, rioters tried unsuccessfully to set the structure on fire. This was the last known attack during Vancouver's 1907 anti-Asian riot. By the morning of Monday, September 9th, the riots had died down, in part due to heavy rains. The Chinese Benevolent Association and clan associations organized a general strike which continued until Wednesday morning, shutting down many parts of Vancouver, including the sawmills and a third of the restaurants. The Japanese went to work Monday, but left in the afternoon to attend a public meeting at the Powell Street grounds to discuss their demands for reparations from the city. Mayor Bethune came to address the crowd's concerns, ironic in that he was one of the Asiatic Exclusion League's co-founders. The long history of legislated and social discrimination in Vancouver, British Columbia, and Canada can still be seen in the remaining landmarks of the communities that were targets of the 1907 anti-Asian riots.
And we're back.
はい。
Next up, we have two more community announcements, and these ones are a little closer to home because they feature
騒ぎ太鼓とバンクーバー沖縄太鼓です。ど
and
う
we
ぞ。
may hear from them later on.
Yes。後で聞けると思いますよ。ではメッセージの方どうぞ。
Hi everyone, we are Sawagi Taiko. So this year is our 30th anniversary and we're proud to have performed at every Powell Street Festival since 1990.
Well, some of us weren't even born yet. Others of us volunteered at the very first festival, and this has become a Sawagi Taiko tradition.
We help on stage, production,
set up and tear down, security,
sales booth,
The children's tent, information booth,
our hall theater,
Getting lottery ticket, garbage pickup, you name it.
The festival actually introduced Taiko to many of our members, and it continues to serve as artistic inspiration for us all. For Sawagi Taiko, the festival means community.
It's a joy to connect with the community and be reunited with fellow volunteers, artists, and friends.
We're thanking you all and sending virtual hugs. Until next time, stay safe, take care of one another, and keep dancing to the beat of your own drum.
Bye!
Bye.
Hi, Sai. We are Vancouver Okinawa Taiko. We have been performing at the Powell Street Festival for the past 16 years, showcasing our unique Okinawan drum dancing called Eisa. The Powell Street Festival celebrates the 44th annual event this year as a telethon. I would like to take a moment to thank the organizers and the volunteers for their dedication and hard work. So, please support the Powell Street Festival's cause this year. We are looking forward to see you again next year under the hot sun. Ippe Nife Debyo. This is Okinawan dialect. Thank you so much.
Well, next up, we have something very special by two of our favorite artists.
Yes.
The renowned calligrapher Kisyu, as well as Shion Sky Carter, who is a dancer, and together their piece is called
フロータイドです。
Please enjoy.
わ
素晴らしい。
筆運びとコレオグラフのコラボレーション、本当に素敵だったね。
Yes, that was Kiss You and Shion Sky Carter with their magnificent piece, Flow Tide.
フロータイトでした。
Oh, you know what that means?
Uh-oh.
When this is trembling, that means my telethon senses are tingling. I feel like June Fukumura might have a new update for us.
I sense that too.
Let's call her. Where in the world is June Fukumura? You should know this by now.
I know.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Tetsuro
June.
Yurie. Hi, it's
Hi,
June
we sense
Fukumura. Hello.
We sense you.
Hello.
Missed you so much. That was an incredible video, by the way. What a beautiful film. What a beautiful.
So, ne.
Yeah. I am so excited to announce to everyone here that we have just made Powell Street Festival Society history by reaching over $40,000 in donations.
Over 40,000.
So kanpai to everyone for this incredible achievement. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors and donors. Individual donors, we're so incredibly grateful. But let's not stop here.
Yes, new
We
goal.
still have-
Let's have a new
That's
goal,
right.
June.
Oh
What
my
should our
God.
new number be?
Oh my gosh, let's shoot for 1 million, you guys. Why not?
$1 million yen for sure. How about 50,000 Canadian? Can we do it? Can we do
All
it?
right.
50,000?
Someone step up. Well, you know what's exciting is that
Yes.
we still have our matching campaign
Right.
until 7 p.m. So anybody who donates between now and 7 p.m. still have an opportunity to double their donation.
その通りです。Yes!
That's right.
そうだった。まだ7時までだとダブルになっちゃうので、今お得というか、ね、やったらやっただけ倍々になりますよ。ぜひぜひ、
お得です
ぜひぜひ入れてください。ドネーシ
皆さんぜ
ョンお
ひぜひ
願いいたします。
募金お願いします。
募金お願いいたします。
Yes, zehi zehi, whatever that means. I say it too.
ぜひお願いします。
Now, I am really excited and so honored to introduce our matching sponsors, our matching donors who are contributing $7,500 towards our telethon campaign. So let's hear from our matching donors. Over to you. All right, everyone. So next, I'd like to introduce a very special duo. They are Amy and Shahid from the design competition team. Thank you so much for being here. Amy, over to you.
Thanks, June. Hi, everyone. My name is Amy. I'm a recent graduate from the architecture program at the School of Architecture at UBC.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shahid, and I'm a recent graduate of the landscape architecture program at UBC South.
Great. Thank you so much for being here again. We're really grateful to be able to talk to you. Shahid, could you tell us a little bit more about the design competition?
Sure. The Powell Street Design Festival competition is an annual design competition held in Vancouver for students in the architectural studies and also visual arts. And it's a great opportunity for students to experience the entire design build process, as it results in an installation that is featured at the Powell Street Festival. This year, our installation Go King Yo was lucky enough to be selected as the winning entry. It was a design entry that attempted to capture the joy and wonder of summer and facilitate the kind of memorable experiences that are cultivated at the festival each year. Unfortunately, the rise of the COVID-19 pandemic forced us to pivot and reimagine the installation as something that was more socially and physically distant. But eventually we decided that simply donating the project budget back to the community would have a stronger impact this year.
Thanks for explaining that. And Amy, I'd like to ask you why you made that decision to donate the money back instead of creating a new design for the community, and what that moment was for you and why you decided that.
Right. So I think 2020 has been anything but easy. And so we can only imagine how much difficulties that the downtown Eastside community faces during this time. And so although there's no physical gathering this year, we believe that the spirit of the festival, the spirit of togetherness and of community stays strong this year. And with that, the support between and within communities is much needed, and it's needed more than ever. And so after much contemplation, I think the most obvious and and what made sense to us the most was for us to redirect all of our production funds toward the Powell Street Festival Community Kitchen program.
That is so generous of you two. Thank you so much. We are so grateful to have your donation and your support and the kind of mature thinking that you had behind this decision making. And it's going to go a long way. So thank you both. So for the viewers, we just want to announce that Shahid and Amy from the design competition is donating $7,500 back into this campaign. And what's super exciting is that if you donate today, they're going to be matching dollar for dollar up to $7,500. So your donation today can be doubled thanks to Amy and Shahid's generosity and kindness. And we're really grateful to have them with us here today. Thank you again so much for tuning in, and we're really grateful. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Shahid.
Thanks, June.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, June, I always assumed, I guess I'm kind of stereotypical in my thinking, I thought our sponsors would have been like an OG-san, Oba-san, like really rich old people. I had no idea they're two young artists. Amazing, which means if two young artists can kick in $7,500, what's your excuse? You can give.
Totally.
That's right.
I agree. 本当になんかこんなにお金をドネーションしてくださるのにおじいちゃんでもおばあちゃんでもなくとっても若いアーティストの方たちがしてくださってる中私たちも負けてられないですよね。ね、ジュン。
そうですね。皆さんもぜひぜひこの機会で、ドネーションお願いします。
お願いします。
I would really love to encourage everyone to donate as much as possible. And even if you can't donate, that's okay. You can still spread the word and you can follow us on our Instagram, our Facebook. You can sign up on our newsletter to follow us throughout the year and follow our progress of how we unfold our new community kitchen program, which is set to launch in September or October. We're hoping to launch it in the fall. So we really hope that you stay tuned for the fall. It's going to be a really exciting time for us.
本当にそうだね。秋にランチするのがすっごく楽しみだね、これは。
All right.
そうですね。
ぜひぜひ as they say.
はい、ぜひぜひお願いいたします。But now we're gonna have ありがとう、ジュン。
OK! じゃあね。ありがとう。
Thank you so much. You hit me.
You hit me. Tell us who's next.
Yes, now we have these two talented gentlemen. 2人のマク・グレガーさんとバーデイオさんのデュオです。こちらはですね、2016年にフルートの奏者のマーク・タケシ・マック・グレガーさんとギタリストのエイドリアン・バーデイジョさんが作ったデュオですね。
Please enjoy McGregor-Verdejo duo. Sugoi ne. I feel like I'm in a completely different mind state. My theta waves are just buzzing right now. Sugoi.
なんかまるで自然の中にジャングルにいたとかいろんなところに旅したような感じがしました。
We're going to take a brief pause from the McGregor Verdadeo.
Yes. And next,
duo.
yeah, we'd like to give you the community messages from the two crafters, and one is Ren Creation.
And the other is Artisan Sake Maker. Hi, dozo.
どうぞ。
Hi, I'm Chikayo, the owner of Brand Creation. I make jewelries using Chiyogami papers in Vancouver. Due to the circumstances with COVID pandemic, this year we can come and see you in person at Powell Street Festival. Powell Street Festival has been a great opportunity for people to come and see and experience Japanese arts and culture. We hope through this telethon you can have a look into fun and excitement this festival can offer. So next year, and hopefully next year, when we are back, lots of people can join and celebrate with us.
Hello, and welcome to the 44th annual Powell Street Festival Telethon. We are Artisan Sake Maker, proud supporters and vendors of the Powell Street Festival. At this time of year, as you can see, we as people are usually looking forward to get-togethers, the singing, the dancing, and sometimes even chanting community that hugs each other in greeting and support. But this year, things look a little different, and everyone is still adapting in their own way. But we also recognize and applaud the creative and innovative ways people are finding to stay connected and keep the magic alive. Rest assured though, our field will be planted. The rice will grow, and hopefully a bountiful harvest, and the sake will still be made. For us, the Powell Street Festival resonates with our own mission: sustainable, natural, local, and striving to be authentic, but with innovation. This family-friendly, eco-friendly, artistic, community connecting event that supports the downtown Eastside will likely never cease, as the commitment and passion of its coordinators and volunteers is so strong, and that's something we wholeheartedly support for future generations to experience. So let's say cheers, chin-chin, kanpai, salute, prost, and most of all, thank you to Powell Street Festival, and we'll see you next year.
Now, we're going to go back to
McGregor Verdadeo duo, but this time with
Dory Haley, the beautiful voice. Enjoy してください。
Let's give up on language so we can find it again. Sifted through and time's dust. The things I can hold, I will offer to you, whether or not they were silent. A packet, a morsel, a song. A packet, a morsel, a song. A packet, a morsel, a song. The past is your own map, and no traveled grown strange. All these years, we've known. All these years we've known.
Wow.
Sublime. That was Dory Haley singing along with McGregor and Verdadeo duo. Now, tell me, why is McGregor-sama, the principal flutist, so familiar to me? There's something so familiar. Why is that?
Yeah, you notice it because he was a previous Powell Street Festival
Yes, the first
artist director.
That's right. So that means between McGregor-sama and Lena Dunnick,
Lian-sama.
I guess it goes without saying that in order to be artistic director of Powell Street, you have to be a real maestro.
Of course.
Which means we need to get Sammy to either sing something for us or play something, because clearly that's a prerequisite for the job.
That would be fun.
Next up, we have a clip exploring Hogan's Alley. Now, do you know what Hogan's Alley is?
Yes, it is about the ストラスコナエリア。
That's right.
はい、ホーガンズアレーというのはですね、ストラスコナ地域にあるブラックコミュニティのことなんですね。
So what Chinatown is to Chinese Canadians, Hogan's Alley was to the Afro-Canadians here in Vancouver. Let's have a look.
I'm standing at the corner of Main and Union, which used to be the hub of Hogan's Alley, Vancouver's only Black community. Hogan's Alley had restaurants, homes, and a church. Fountain Chapel had more than 800 members in its pews. In the 1950s, the city of Vancouver decided to introduce urban renewal policies that targeted Chinatowns and inner city Black communities. In 2015, City Council decided to remove the viaducts, and Black leaders were present to remind Vancouverites that there used to be a Black community and they'd like to bring it back. In February 2018, City Council approved the revitalization of Hogan's Alley, and with your support, we will have housing, retail space, and a cultural center. Stay tuned.
Hi. So next up, we're going to watch the last installment of Spirit of Nihon Machi. But before we do that, do you know what today is?
Today is also Emancipation Day.
You say it like you know what it means, but what does it really mean?
Emancipation Day というのが今日はまた宣言された日なんですけども、カナダでこちらは黒人の奴隷解放記念日になっていますね。
Yeah, it's the day Canada commemorates the abolition of slavery. Now, maybe you're thinking, what? Canada had slavery? Well, in fact, this particular day in 1834, August 1st, was when the British Empire abolished slavery throughout its empire, and therefore Canada as well.
そうなんです。カナダにどうしてっていう思った方はいらっしゃると思うんですけど、これはですね、1834年に大英国帝国ですね、イギリスですね、今の大英国帝国がこの決め事をしたということで、カナダも大英帝国の属国ですのでね。
So next up, we're going to be joining Abraham in Spirit of Nihon Machi as he begins to wrestle with the idea of maybe, just maybe, participating in the sumo match.
はい、次の最後のスピリットオブ日本町のセクションではですね、なんとエイブラハムさんが、相撲をやってみるということですね。ちょっとチェックしてみましょう。
Yep, let's see. はい、どうぞ。
どうぞ。
I was always hearing about the Powell Street Festival coming up, and when I was living at an apartment place with one of my friends, he used to always go and sumo wrestle. And I'm looking at him like, Mike, come on, you sumo wrestle? Went down one day and there he was, sumo wrestling. And it was so bright and it was so beautiful that day out there. And everybody was just dressed so nice, you know. The only thing I haven't done is this tournament is sumo wrestler. I was thinking one of these days, I'm gonna try it.
Come on, Brody. I want to take a picture for your mom.
Hey, your mom will like it.
She'll love it.
Little embarrassing.
Stick your head out a little bit more. Stick it right through.
Yeah, that's
How about this year? You know, I've been contemplating it, and out of the 9 years that I've been going there, don't want to sound like this is kind of racist or anything, but I have never seen a black person in it as of yet. And I was thinking, I don't want to be the first, but I was thinking I would just like to give it a try, just to see, you know, what it's all about. But I didn't say this year.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm really hoping Abraham screws up his courage to participate in that sumo match. Well, the next thing we want to talk to you about are these beautiful furoshiki care packages
こちらです。
is
お風呂
something
敷に入って
that
る。
the Powell Street Festival has put together. And how many have we put together? Do you know? 1,500.
1500、1500個？
すごいね。
すごい。
Yes. And these packages are part of Powell Street Festival's way of giving a gesture and these packages, which symbolize our reciprocal relationship with the residents of the downtown Eastside. And inside these packages, do you want to know what these inside? Let's actually open them and find out. Here, why don't we open yours?
はい。
Here. Okay.
どうぞ。
And we'll take a look inside.
これはですね、パウエル祭が500人の方に届けたケアパッケージです。シンボル的に象徴的に私たちはコミュニティにギビングですね。つながっていくために差し上げるという。
It's really heavy, so it's filled with all sorts of goodies. So, all sorts of snacks, food.
No, of course.
PPE, protective equipment, and all sorts of really wonderful things.
Wow, and then it's a handmade soap, and also some pretzels, and I see some notebook.
That's right, and that notebook was for a very specific purpose, which was to, in fact, write haiku. Now, what is haiku?
Haiku is in Japanese 575 syllables, and then make it into 3 lines.
So a way to make this whole initiative a little bit more participatory for our friends on the downtown east side, we have invited them to write their own haiku, and we're going to draw the winner, not right now, but just in a little bit.
Sure, it's exciting. いいですね。
Oh, yes, it is. That's our way of saying we're not quite sure what we're supposed to announce next. So these care packages are kind of our soft start to beginning our Powell Street Festival Community Kitchen. So just as 1,500 of these care packages were sent out, your money and your donations will help to pay 4 people from the downtown east side to make 200 meals a week. So please keep on giving. Please keep on donating.
こちらのドネーションはですね、先ほどもお知らせしている通りにキッチンプログラムですね、ダウンタウンイースサイドの方を4人雇用して200人の方にご飯を作ってつながっていくというプログラムにドネーションされております。